I fear what will happen if I don't get this right, and that is organization. I'm Chrissy, and for much of my life, I've never quite been able to get organized. I'm a doer. I get everything done. My brain works at 110% to make sure I get everything done. But I'm not much of a planner. Like, I plan, but I don't extensively plan. I just go all in and see how it works out. And while that's worked out for me for this long, I quit my job 5 months ago to grow my business. And I think in order to get to the next level, I need to switch things up. If I don't get organized this year, I fear it might get in the way of my own growth. So here's my game plan. We're building systems. I usually hate that word. It's giving corporate, it's giving CEO, it's giving self-help book. I hate that word. However, the corporate baddies might have been onto something with that one, and I think it's time I listen. A system is a set of habits, routines, and processes that helps you achieve your goal more efficiently and consistently. Now, when you have a system for something, it means that you don't have to spend time thinking about how to get that thing done, because there's a set way of doing it that you just follow every time you need to get it done. It saves you mental energy, it reduces mistakes and forgotten tasks, and it makes your work way more consistent. Think of it like this. Every time I have to post a video or post something on Instagram, I have to scramble to think about what it needs, and sometimes I'll forget the thumbnail, I forget my keywords, I forget to look up the best keywords to use, and I end up scrambling and not giving the post as much care and nurturing as it needs once I finish editing it. Then sometimes in edit, I'll do things wrong where it's like the font doesn't match, it's not quite aligned in the right place. However, if I had a system or a checklist to make sure that I do these things right, I wouldn't have to think about making sure I do things right, and then I wouldn't forget as much as I do them. So I should be using less brain power if I had a system that told me how to do this thing. The beauty of systems is that once they're set up, they work for you instead of the other way around. It's basically creating a framework for your natural way of working while also making it more effective. So it might take half a day to set up, but once it's set up, it makes you work faster, smoother, using less brain power. I need me one of those. So first, word of business. I need to clean up my Notion. Now, I've used Notion for years. I store my scripts, my social media calendars, my to-do lists, my vision boards, my finance trackers, my recipes. Everything is in Notion. I've always loved the fact that my entire life could be in one place, in different organization charts, laid out differently based on how I need it. However, it's not always been the most organized, so it needs some cleaning up. I just bought this one from the productivity method. This is the template that I'm using, and I love the fact that you can store everything in one place, so it feels like my brain just gets to quieten down. You can store your long-term goals, your short-term goals, your daily planner, your to-do list, your monthly planner. Everything is here, and that's exactly what I need. I love the fact that I could buy it so I didn't have to build it myself, and there's so many other templates on the Notion dashboard that you can choose based on what best suits your life. I even use Notion AI to help me with script writing, because I'm pumping out like 4 to 5 scripts a week. My brain gets scrambled and I might not be able to explain a concept as well as I want to because overload. So I'll get the Notion AI to kind of help me out in certain places. For example, if I want to explain what systems mean, but in like a cool, casual, big sister way, I'll just type into Notion AI, explain what systems mean in a cool, casual way. Then it gives me the perfect script that matches the tone of what I've already written. And then I can reformulate that into my own words without having to think too much about how to make these sentences make sense. It makes my life so much easier, and as someone who's trying to get organized and be more efficient, it just speeds up the process of something that sometimes it just takes too long. The plan is to streamline my life in one place and not have 10 different planners, 10 different to-do lists, 10 different task systems, 10 different social media calendars. It's all here, my entire life stored in one place. Next up, sticking to what I say. There is nothing more irritating than making a really great plan for the day and for no reason whatsoever, just being like, meh, I'll do it tomorrow. It means I'm then rushing to fit everything into 4 days instead of 5 because I didn't do it when I said I was going to do it. Rushing gives me the ick. If I find myself rushing and scrambling, I'm so icked out. I hate how it feels. I hate how it looks. I hate it. It means that deadlines I'm scrambling to meet. There's nothing I hate more than my week going up in arms because I've made a decision to not stick to doing the things that I said I'm going to do. So I say I'm going to film a video at Monday at 10 a.m. Guess what I'm doing Monday at 10 a.m.? That video is going to get filmed, because if I don't, then Tuesday 10 a.m. when we're meant to doing something else, that video then needs to be filmed. Then I have less time to edit it. And then it's just a big chaotic mess. So the plan is to stick to the things I say I'm going to do. Research also shows when you don't stick to the things that you say you're going to do, you almost teach your brain that it's okay to scrap on commitments, and your intentions become weaker when you don't follow through with them. So it's almost like you're teaching yourself to be your own obstacle. That is not me. So I want to build more self-trust. I want to build my discipline muscle. So that means sticking to the things I say I'm going to do when I'm going to do them. And finally, I'm simplifying my life. Because you know what? Sometimes when you find yourself not being able to manage chaos and not being able to juggle everything, it might not come from disorganization. It might just be that there's too much on your plate. And I, for one, can say a lot of the times there might just be too much on my plate. The thing is, I've always prided myself on being able to handle everything that comes my way, being able to turn things around quickly, meet deadlines quickly, and get every single thing done. But just because I can doesn't mean I should. And I've seen the impact on my brain capacity as I've put more and more on my plate when I don't have the time to. When it comes to being organized, it's also about being intentional with your time and energy, as opposed to finding a time slot to get everything done. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm cutting down on the number of decisions I'm making. Things like outfits, meals, routines. These should already be preset, and when things get super busy, I go to the preset menu. So things I'm gonna eat. Uniforms of outfit combinations I can wear. I've spent probably the last few months being very diligent about making sure a lot of the things in my wardrobe go together, meaning I don't have to spend as much time figuring out what to wear because it's all in unison. Number 2, I need to start saying no to more things. I'm the queen of yes. Can you do this? Yes. Can you come here? Yes. Can I have this thing by this date? Yes. Because I almost like to prove that I can do hard things. And I think the danger in that is there's no boundary set on your time or energy. So everything gets equal amounts of energy. Then by the end of the week or the end of the day, you're burnt out creatively. You have no capacity. You forget things. Things get sloppy because you're literally overloaded with making sure that everything is being juggled. And finally, finding a way to delegate or automate small tasks. Now, I have a huge problem where I want to do everything myself. I'm the only one that can do it. It should be done by me because I'm the only one that's going to know how to do it best or do it right. And I don't want to spend the time explaining to someone how to get things done, which means that tasks are then piling up and the small niggly things get forgotten. But if I learn how to automate those or find a way to delegate them, it means I no longer have to think about them and I can free up brain space. Because what I'm realizing is that sometimes disorganization comes from having too much to juggle as opposed to it being a trait that I have within myself. And maybe that just means that having an organized life is having a life simple enough that I can keep up with as opposed to constantly trying to juggle a complex system. Food for thought. If you guys would like more sprinkles of self-awareness, feel free to subscribe to my channel and also follow me on Instagram where I share more short bites. And I will see you guys in my next video.